Hello everybody! The wonderful, lovely people at Tin Man Games have decided to update their various Fighting Fantasy adaptations and throw in a few new ones and combine them all into one nice program that can run all of them. Well, all of the ones that they've included, instead of having to launch each one separately as a separate game. Now, I've got quite a few of them here, and I am a massive Fighting Fantasy fan. I mean, I've been a fan of the series going back, over 30 years now. So, for those of you who don't know, Fighting Fantasy books were some of the original adventure game books. Now, they weren't the original. There were a few others that came before. But they really pioneered the concept of taking a choice-driven narrative and adding game rules to it. Great stuff. Now, I haven't got all of them yet. I haven't got the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Forest of Doom or Caverns of the Snow Witch yet, but I should have them fairly soon. In fact, the Forest of Doom was my first ever Fighting Fantasy book, and I look forward to experiencing it once again in this new format. So we got a lot of golden oldies here. We got stuff about the history of the Fighting Fantasy series. We got the basic rules, and they're basic enough, but they work, you know. And then what do we got here? So Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Forest of Doom, Caverns of the Snow Witch, Island of the Lizard King, or Ilk as I would often refer to it, City of Thieves, Bloodbones, the notorious Book 61, which finally came out a few years back, Citadel of Chaos, and of course a favourite of many people, Death Trap Dungeon. Now, I'm probably going to play one or more or all of these on the channel, right? And don't be surprised if I bore you all with the story of how a lonely little boy, bored out of his mind on a school trip to a nearby bay, and I can't remember, it wasn't Durdle Door, but it was like halfway to Durdle Door. And I can't for the life of me remember the name of it, but it was a bay east of here a bit. And, yeah, rainy, dreary afternoon, and we'd been forced to traipse around looking out at the water, and all of us school kids, bored out of our mind, we got to stop in a little newsagent's before we had to go home. And there was a rack of books, one of those old wire racks of books that you could just turn around with your hand and you could look at books on all four sides. And there was this wonderful book on there called Forest of Doom. And it caught my attention. I thought, wow, and I can't remember if it was 20 pence or 50 pence. But I had this old little bomber jacket, this old body warmer. And I'd always keep my spare change in the breast pocket, just in case an opportunity like this arose. And I felt, and there was a coin in there, and it was the exact one coin I needed to purchase the book. So I took that book, and I took it home with me, and when I got home I sat down and read it and immersed myself in the adventure, and I dug out a couple of dice from an old board game about some children going around a haunted house, and that was actually quite a nice fun board game, because you had this mechanic where there was this sort of central pillar, and you had this skull, which would glow in the dark skull, and you'd drop it down and it would come out and trigger the traps, and it would make the knight's poleaxe fall down and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't remember what that board game was called, but the dice from that really helped me through my first Fighting Fantasy book, and I had lots of fun with that. And over the next few years, I bought a few more. I discovered the Lone Wolf series, and I got fully immersed in that. And I can honestly say that the Fighting Fantasy series was a big part of my childhood, and actually was responsible for quite a few jolly good friendships that I've treasured over the years. So yeah, very pleased with that. So I don't know if I want to do these in numerical order, which is the order they were published, in which case that'd be Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Citadel of Chaos, Forest of Doom, City of Thieves, Death Trap Dungeon, Island of the Lizard King, Caverns of the Snow Witch, and then Bloodbones. Or if I want to do them in chronological reason as opposed to numerical, because technically Caverns of the Snow Witch is a prequel to Forest of Doom. Okay. And another little fun fact is, in the most famous cover illustration for Citadel of Chaos, there were some monsters in the front and a path leading up to a craggy citadel on a rocky outcrop, and that actually was the Citadel Miniatures logo for decades. They changed it very recently, God alone knows why, because it was distinctive, it was beautiful, it did the job perfectly, but hey, they probably just wanted to move with the times or something. I have technically completed all of these at least once, with the exception of Bloodbones, which I haven't completed yet, because it's really tough. I'm looking forward to re-experiencing Island of the Lizard King with the really stupid Hobgoblin Guard. What is the password? To which, of course, the answer was, what? And then he'd say, yeah, that's right. What is the password? Pass, friend. And let me pass. Great stuff. So yeah, I haven't decided which order I'm going to tackle these in yet. They will be appearing soon on the channel, and I hope you'll all enjoy them. I don't know if I'll do all of them or not, I don't know how much, but I'm going to dive in and have some fun. Also, obviously because they're fighting fantasy books, I will be referring to myself as you frequently during the reading. Even if I try to paraphrase, I will slip up and use the word you at 1 or 2 points, because you are the hero, even if it's me. But in that case, imagine that you, the viewers, are all the heroes, coming along with me on these wonderful, magnificent adventures. But for now, I'm going to take a little break, and I'll start recording proper at some point in the near future, hopefully when I've managed to get hold of these last 3 books that I'm after, and I'm really hoping they add some more books from the series. I mean, you know, Beneath Nightmare Castle, that's a nice rare one. Talisman of Death, that... Actually, if they could do this for the Way of the Tiger series, I would be so pleased. I would be really pleased. But for now, yeah, I'm going to say bye-bye. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you as I actually start playing the books. I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio, folks!